Hurricane Sandy, we knew it was going to be a big storm. We had no idea the impact it was going to have. Victory Baptist Church. I'm Pastor Ken Baker.
My name is Kent Sager. I pastor Grace Baptist Church here in the New York City metropolitan area. Probably half our neighbors don't have heat and aren't living in their houses at night.
My name is Matthew Recker. I'm the pastor of Heritage Baptist Church right in the heart of Manhattan in New York City. We did have people in our church who suffered a lot through Hurricane Sandy.
My name is Philip Rizzo, and I'm the pastor of City Baptist Church in Hoboken, New Jersey. Hurricane Sandy came in and brought a storm surge that raised the level of the Hudson River to the point where it breached the seawall on the north end of town.
I'm Pastor Jim Bickel, and I'm the pastor of the Bethel Baptist Fellowship here in Brooklyn, New York. And on October 29th, in the evening, Hurricane Sandy hit the bay here, and water was forced by the storm surge right up over the streets and came down the street right in front of our building, and of course came up the street along the side of our building. And before it was all said and done, we had about 5 feet in the crawl spaces under our storefront church, and we had about 16 to 18 inches of water on the first floor where we meet.
Hello, this is Pastor Nate Watkins up in Staten Island, New York. Just want to tell you what a blessing it's been having that truck show up with these relief goods that have made life a whole lot more bearable for a lot of people. The greatest thing has been the way God's been opening doors through these people seeing Christ's love shown to them. So thanks again to your church and all those in the churches around there in Western North Carolina that have given to help people that they don't know and to try to relieve some of their suffering in these disasters. It's a real blessing. Lord bless you guys. Thank you.
Hi, this is John from the New York City Fire Department. Just want to say thank you for your help and your generosity for all that you've done for the people in Staten Island. And again, I just want to say thank you. Take care now.
When I first saw the building, my heart broke. There was 11 feet of water inside the church building. The place was damaged. The refrigerator was thrown through 3 interior walls and placed up on a hill. The baptistry was torn to pieces. There was debris everywhere, damage everywhere. The city had not yet condemned the building, but it was very clear to me that we were not going to be able to have church in there ever again. I got a phone call from a man that I had never met before by the name of Jan Milton from Operation Renewed Hope. And he said, "I'm here to help you." And he said, "What is it that you need?" And at that time, we were still looking for a church building. And I told him what our needs were. And before we even had a building in place, he said, "I'm sending a check and we want to get some assistance to you right away." And from that point forward, for the next about 2 weeks, he called me several times a day, every day, asking for our needs and asking what it was that we needed. We're so thankful for Operation Renewed Hope, how they chose to invest in us and partner with us, and not only love us, but love the people that we're reaching, and invest in the people that we have not yet reached. And we're so thankful for what God is doing here.
What was the furnace and the hot water here were completely underwater?
Such a blessing to have been given these funds, half of which approximately have been used to reach out to fellow neighbors and other communities that were hard hit by Superstorm Sandy. We've been able to see 3 professions of faith out on the street, people getting goods, water, food, snacks, some blankets and other things we were able to purchase with these funds and hand out. And every person that's received, which has been well over 1,500 people, we've been able to at least give them a gospel tract.
Hurricane Sandy hit the bay here, and water was forced by the storm surge right up over the streets. We had about 16 to 18 inches of water on the first floor where we meet. We lost our songbooks and our pew Bibles Our chairs are damaged. We had to cut off about 2 feet of the wall in all of the 4 storefronts. We also have to replace quite a bit of the flooring. A couple of church teams come up here and help us already, one of which really came as a result of Operation Renewed Hope. Very thankful for Pastor Billy Gotcher, the pastor of Berea Baptist Church in Palm Harbor, Florida, who came up here with about 14 people, and they worked like beavers. We put together individual care boxes that would feed a family of 4 approximately, and we delivered them to every neighbor around the vicinity of our church. The neighborhood really opened up to us as a result of that. So the money is just what these people need in order to get them going again. And we're very thankful for those of you that had a part in that and contributed through Operation Renewed Hope.
Okay, where Operation Renewed Hope really helped was, number one, to help us reach out into Far Rockaway with supplies and the gospel. Number two, he helped us to be able to help our own church families who needed financial assistance through the storm. Number three, he helped us to connect with people who wanted to help people in New York but didn't know where to look or go. And four, he supported those who were helping in New York. And so Operation Renewed Hope is just a faithful ministry, a very humble ministry, and will do whatever it takes to bring the gospel, to reach out, to help, to connect, and support God's people. Operation Renewed Hope is needed because federal emergency or even Red Cross and other agencies that help in times of need like this, they can give out sandwiches, they can give out tuna fish and canned peaches, but they're not going to give out the gospel. And so Operation Renewed Hope, specifically as a Christian ministry, helps Christian pastors and churches, and then assist them in bringing needed help and counseling, and because Jan Milton is experienced in working with those who have gone through hurricanes, whereas a pastor like me, I have no experience of actually helping people through a hurricane. So it was really helpful that I could speak to him and know exactly what to get and what kind of supplies were needed. And also, they're equipping us so that we can go and give out the gospel to people, because ultimately the gospel is the true help people need. The gospel gives the true hope that people need to get them through storms and trials, and ultimately to bring them through death and to bring them into heaven. So Operation Renewed Hope lives, and I believe exists, to help people get into heaven, and so we're thankful for that ministry.
The storm was through Monday, and I was here on Tuesday, and I couldn't access the building at all. There was almost 2 feet of water still in the street. The water had already begun to recede, but I had no access to the building. The fact that I pastor is the only reason why emergency personnel even let me in to the city. The city was totally closed down. On Wednesday, I was able to access the building, and I had seen from the water line that the water was just under 3 feet high. We didn't really know what to do for ourselves, and so immediately we turned to the community, and we started generators. We started generators outside and plugged in some power strips so people could charge their cell phones and laptop computers. People came from all over. We were just 3 weeks old, and we began to make fantastic contacts with the residents that live 2 blocks in every direction. Mayor Zimmer, the Hoboken mayor, she created a resource map on the internet with 5 resource stations. And just being 3 weeks old, City Baptist Church ended up being one of those resource stations. Once we were on that map, people began to bring us food and water so we could grill and provide hamburgers and hot dogs for the residents that were here that had no ability to cook or to have water. And God just opened not only the floodgates for the Hudson River to come through the town, but He opened the doors for us to be able to minister to the people in Hoboken, things that take church planters months or even years, relationships to establish. We had them just about immediately in our short history. And we got a call from Brother Milton from Operation Renewed Hope. He was the first one to call me of anybody in the entire country. And he introduced himself. He told me who he was and what they do. And immediately he said, I'm putting a check in the mail today for $1,000. I didn't even know what to say to that. I'm still, as I recall, those days immediately following, I'm still emotional just thinking about that call and just knowing that there was somebody else that had been involved in emergency relief before, somebody who had seen tragedy, somebody who had seen natural disasters, and somebody who was just a comforting voice on the other line. I've still yet to meet Brother Milton in person, but I know when my phone rings, there's going to be an encouraging voice on the other end. The monies that have come in from around the country went to our construction needs. It went to ministering in a physical way to the community, and we're so excited and blessed to have had the Red Cross and the National Guard here providing additional physical support of blankets and coats and generators, but they don't meet the spiritual needs. And so we were able to, with the monies that have come in, we were able to mail out the Gospel of John and the book of Romans to every resident in Hoboken. 24,000 John and Romans have already gone out in the mail. There are still yet some boxes that need to be mailed. God has put City Baptist Church here not only to help meet the physical need immediately following the storm, but I believe the Lord has put us here for this time to meet the spiritual needs of the souls that He cares so much about.